I'm Arjun, serving as a senior DevOps engineer at Infosys, and I have solid 10 years of experience in the DevOps field, and I'm also certified trainer over the 5 years. I will be guiding you on this DevOps professional for further journey.
So networking, without knowing about the networking, if we learning any technology also, in the starting phase, it is create some hurdles to you to understand. Okay, you might be a developer, you might be a data engineer, you might be a cloud engineer, you might be anything. So networking is a basic first of all. So let's discuss about the networking in way of cloud and DevOps and application types. We are not discussing complete networking course here. We're just discussing the networking, how it is going to help to a cloud engineer and as well as to a DevOps engineer. So first thing first, what is a networking means? So we will be having the devices. A device is nothing but a mobile, computer, a laptop, a PC, mobile. So these are all devices. I call network devices. Okay. I call them as network devices. So has how we are having humans names, right? My name is Arjun and other name is like Satish or Arun, some Divya like this. We are identifying the human, right? And we are communicating. In the same pattern, devices also having a unique ID and as well as names. The communication between two or more devices, network devices, is nothing but network connectivity. So this line is nothing but a network connectivity, communication between two devices. So as a human beings, we know that how to identify another person by a name. But how does these devices are identifying themselves and able to communicate? By using IP address. IP address. So this is also having an IP address. IP address is nothing but internet protocol. So in the internet starting times, when the scientists are developing this after developing the computer, and when they are giving a lot of practicals on these developing the internet communication, the communication between the networking devices. So they came to know that so networks has to be communicated with the one unit of protocol. Okay, with one unit of protocol. So in that process, they found IP addressing. So this is IP addressing, internet protocol. Protocol is generally we have a meaning, right? Nothing but a standard way of communicating, a standard way of seeing, a standard way of reaching out. So this is a protocol. We are defining everything in it from the starting to the ending. So that is, we need to be follow that. That is a protocol. In the same way, we are applying on the internet part. So internet protocol address, we are addressing the devices. So this is IP. So every device. So how can I decide that this device is a network device and this device is a not network device? So wherever you see IP address, that is a network device. Wherever you see a MAC address, we have a MAC address also. So what is mean by MAC? MAC is nothing but manufacturer address. Let's say this device is like a TV. TV is having the MAC address, and TV also has the IP address. When a TV vendor is making this product, he will be give one unique ID, that is MAC address, manufacturing configuration address. Okay. So with this address, he will be connected to the one IP address, that is 127.0.0.0. Okay. So this address, MAC address, will enable a device is a networking device. If you not find these two, it is not a networking device. Okay. So this is how can I identify a device, like is it a it is able to communicate through the internet or not. So if you not found this, so the device can be anything. It is not going to communicate with the internet. Okay. So with this, I can identify. And so IP address, let's say, how does my IP address is helping me, first of all. So before that, let's understand somewhat about the server and then we'll come to the IP address and application. Let me take the server. If you see, this is the server actually. If you're placing one after another in a sequence manner, so then it will be called as rack servers. You can see the left side, the images. Let me take one example. So these are all rack servers. So this kind of servers we kept in a sequence wise and we connected with the wires. So this is a server. Okay. So everything right now you're seeing in the internet world running inside a server. Without server, nothing is working. Nothing. Now we are connected on the Zoom. Zoom is running in a server. And I open this board, it is also running in server. And I'm running the Chrome also, it is also running in the server. Everything is inside a server. You might listen that serverless technology, but that is also running inside a server. Okay, I'll tell you that as well. That why they have given that statement means that is the business idea. Serverless technology means a company will handle the service and they are just giving you the comfort zone to deploy in a shortcut phase. That is serverless. You don't need to worry about the server. So that's how they are giving the name serverless tech. But that technology also going to be run in a server only. Without server, nothing is possible in the whole world, particularly at the software side and IT side. Everything inside the server. And this server is having many names actually in different area, different engineers are calling this server with different names. Let's understand how many names are there. Server is equal to, some people call it as virtual machine, some people call it as instance, some people call it as host, some people call it as net, some people call it as hop, some people call it as slave, some people call it as node. Okay, and some people call it as mission. So these many names to a one single server, means to a server in different area, like at development side and admin side, and as well as at networking side and a data center side. So people are going to call this server with different names according to the region. Okay. But whenever you listen these names, all are referring to the one device, that is server. So this is the server. But what actually this server is? The first question is what actually this server is. What it do first. Why we need to learn about it. First thing first. If you know about this, then everything will be easy for us to understand. Okay, I'm just assuming this server into one box. Assume this box as a server, and I'm going to name this server only. So what this server contains first? This server is nothing but a bare metal server we call. So this server is having the first metal things, and in it there will be a computing part first. There will be a computing part. So I can call it as computing engine. What does this computing engine do? This computing part is responsible to execute your binary language or your binary program. What is mean by binary? At our degree or BTech, we learned about the binary language, right? So that is having three names: machine language, assembly language, and binary language. Okay. So that is look like this: 0011, 1010, 000, 1001. You might seen this language, right? So this is the computer language. When we studied about the computers, computer can only understand this language. My server also nothing but a computer only. Okay. My server also understands this language. Every mission understands this language only. So whatever the program you're running, everything is going to be executed in this format only, finally. So this program is going to run on this part, basically. And the added advantages are, like added things are nothing but CPU memory. Okay. To make it more enhanceable, we are just adding CPU memory to this part to execute this program. This is computing part. On top of this part, I am going to run operating system. One operating system, OS. OS can be anything: Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, Mac, CentOS, or Fedora. So this OS can be anything. So with the respective of the operating system, like if I install Windows operating system, then it called Windows Server. If I install Linux operating system, it called Linux Server. Mac Server. With the respective of the operating system name, we call this server as a server. Okay. To give you a best example, I'll take a general like daily life example. And I'm the person, I'm doing, for example, I'm doing a BTech final year, and I went to Bajaj Electronics or a Reliance store, and I decided to buy a laptop. So, okay. So I have selected one demo piece of the laptop, that is Windows 11 or Windows 10. And I liked it actually, the configurations and everything. Then I told to that seller guy that, hey man, I like this laptop. I really want it. So the price and everything is fine. Can you just give me this laptop and finalize it and bill it? Will that guy going to give me the same laptop which is showing me a demo piece? No, he will not going to give me the same laptop. What he will do? He will go into inside a store and he will bring the brand new laptop, right? My laptop is nothing but a server that time. It is a server. So it only holds this one, computing part, completely a computing part with CPU and memory configurations. Okay, computing part. On top of this, he will be going to connect one USB card, right? Inside the operating system will be there, and he will be going to boot the operating system, that is Windows operating system. You can actually run any of the operating system, it works. You can run Mac, you can run Linux, you can run Ubuntu, you can run CentOS, it works. But so I tried actually running a Mac OS, but it's not taking. It not runs. Why? Mac operating system, the Mac binary operating system is need more space to execute that. Okay, that's how you need the computing part with a more like 16 GB RAM you need for Mac operating system. But Windows, it is 8 GB is enough, 4 GB is enough. So the compatibility of the binary execution, the space area will matter. So that's why, so it is not going to be executable properly, but you can give a try. It somewhat give you the process errors. That means it is able to understand. So nothing but it is a server. So here I'm installing Windows operating system. Then it is Windows laptop. On top of this operating system, I'm running my Chrome application. Now here is the application. So this application I'm using for my personal use, my productivity, right? I can do internet access, I can download, I can watch YouTube videos, I can open Instagram, I can open WhatsApp, Telegram, all this I can do with this applications on top of operating system. So what does this operating system will do? Operating system will have a kernel in it. Okay. So kernel means it is going to communicate between your operating system and your mission computing part, right? Your application. Okay. The same procedure here also. Okay. Now I will be going to run an operating system on top of computing part in the server. On top of it, I am going to run the application. Now, this is master application. Okay. I'm calling it as master application. Master application, nothing but let's understand this is Netflix. I'm running Netflix application. Netflix application is a master application. Client application you will be going to download here in your mobile or in your system. Okay. Client application you are going to download inside the system. Now this master and this client application is going to communicate here. In between, the networking involves communicating the client device to a master application server. How does it is communicates? It communicates through the network. That's how we need to know about the network. And we need to know about the applications also. And we need to know about the server also. Then we'll move to the cloud. Yes, everything will be very easy to understand. Without knowing about this all, we can't do a troubleshooting at application support area. Or if a developer comes to you and he's telling you that something, my application is behaving weird and it is giving 401, 503, 501, 400 errors like this. It's really behaving weird. Can you do something like this? You have to know the information, right? First thing. So without knowing this all, it's hard to understand where is the issue and recognizing the issue. Okay. First, okay, my server is here and I know that my server is having somewhat configurations like 8 GB and 1 CPU or 2 CPU configurations. 8 GB or 1 CPU configuration. Right now, I want to identify my server from my system. I want to identify this server actually. How can I identify? I have to identify through one and only way, which is IP address. Okay. I need to identify this server means one and only way is IP address. With this IP address, I can identify or I can call this server. I am identifying and I'm calling this server with IP address means inside this server, there's application, right? I'm also identifying and calling the Netflix application also. Okay. So this IP address represent both the server and applications. Okay. So this IP address, we have a types in basically. We have a types in it in the IP addresses. Public and private, and there are some classes. Okay. To understand that, let me write one IP address. You might see in many times in a daily life. 192.168.1.112 like this. You might seen this IP address at many areas. If your mobile, laptop, or at your office location, or somewhere, some point, you have seen this IP address. So like this, the IP address we use to identify a server. You might have a question actually. Sir, you said this server or machine can only understand the binary language, but now you are saying this server also understand this IP address. This IP address is going to convert to binary language. Okay, then the server can understand. The numerics is for a human beings. Okay, again, finally, it is going to convert to a binary language only. Then my server understands that, oh, this is the thing. That means this is the thing. Okay. And as we are humans, we are identifying with a number to a server. Always our brains not capable to remember this zero zeros one ones and even numbers also. But that is also we have an alternative for it. And this binary, our brains not able to store it long time and accurately. So we come up with the solution of numeric identification to a networking communication. So let's understand the type of IP addresses first. Public IP address. Okay. So public and private IP addresses. Public IP is having a internet access. Public IP will be having internet access and private IP will not have a internet access. No internet. No internet. So this is having the internet actually. And coming to private IP, to use free, it's free actually. You can use wherever you want. No need to pay any single rupee or penny for it. But for the public IP address, you need to pay money. We have to buy. Okay. When it is having internet access, I can call internet only. When no internet access, I can call it as intranet. Okay. When private range is there, we call with the one more technical name is intranet. When public access there, we have one technical name is internet actually. Intranet and internet. Slight difference is there. Okay. And we have to pay it. Now, whatever you see on the internet, like you are accessing, you're connected on the Zoom, you are able to open websites, you're able to open Flipkart, Myntra, Netflix, everything is through the public IP address. Everything. Okay. Then what is the use of private IP address? So private IP address is at local area networks, LAN. Okay. So public IP address is at WAN, wide area network. To give you best example, you have your laptop here or your mobile and you're connecting to your Wi-Fi that is inside your premises, your home premises. Okay. You're connecting to it. You're connecting through the private IP address. This is inside your premises. It can be your office. It can be your home. It can be a data center. It is in your own premises, in your own perimeter. That is local area network. Whereas the wide area network, you're connecting to the external network. This is your own network. So here you are connecting to the external network. Now you're connecting to the Airtel, Jio, Vodafone, like this. And from this company to another company you are connecting. So this is wide area network. It is not at your local area. You will be having a device outside of your network and you will be going to connect your network with this other network. So this is wide area network. Public IP is used at wide area network. So let's see the types of IP addresses and its classes. Actually, we have a classes. We have class A, class B, class C. So let me give you that. Now you can see private and public. Just don't be confused among these numbers. It's just uh, to make you understand. We don't need to remember this IP addresses particularly to do our job. We have to have the knowledge of what it is and what kind of classes it is. That's it. If you see, we have a class A range, private IP and public IP. Okay. So class A range, private IP and public IP. Let's understand first when a scientists are discovering this IP addressing concept. So they have only kept in a 4 octets. 4 octet means 0, 1, 0, 0 dot 0. 4 octets. It is very easy to convert into a binary language actually. 4 octets. If anyone from the EC background, they better understands what a binary language and how it works. And from triple background also, from your computer science also, you're able to understand such. So with these 4 octets, the binaries maintains the octets, right? So that's how they are also maintaining the octet when they're developing this numbering system. Now 0.0.0.0 means nothing. I can also assume it anywhere. Nothing, also anywhere. So that means it is anywhere I'm assuming right now. Okay, instead of nothing. At internet, there is no nothing. So here it is 0.0.0 means it is anywhere, like everywhere. Okay. So I'm just not considering this now, and I'm directly jumping into the 1. 1.0.0.0. If you see in public IP, class A 1.0.0.0 to 9.255.255.255. So it started at 1 and it is going to end 255. 1 and 255. So in between these numbers, they have written multiple combinations by using octet system. 1 to 255, they have used octet process and they written multiple combinations. That's how they have divided into the classes. Now if you see 1.0.0.0 to 9.255.255.255. It is a range of IP addresses. And then after, it is started with 11 and ended with 126. Ended with 126. And in between, there's a miss of 10 series. This 10 series in the left side in classic. 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255. Okay. So this is private range. This is public range. Whatever the IP address in between this range you took, you have to pay. You have to pay the money. It's not free. In the private, whatever the IP address you take in this range, it is free to you. And coming to class B, after 126, it started with the 128, 0.0.0.0 to 172.15.255.255. And after 15, keeping 172 constant, and it is started again 172.32, 0.0 to 191. If you keenly observe here, don't be confused. After 126, 128 is started. So 127 series is missed and left side also not there. So where this 127 gone? If you observe, I have given 127 here. MAC plus IP address. So scientists are giving this series of IP addresses to the manufacturers, whoever developing the network devices. So they have to map or bind this address with their MAC address. Okay. So this address also having many names. 127 IP address also having many names. Like 3 names we have. Don't be confused. At different area, people will call with the different names. At network point of view and development point of view, loop back we call. Loop back IP. Developers call it as local host. Okay. And admins and network people are called as NIC card IP. Okay. I think you might heard about this terminologies, right? Loop back, local host, NIC card, or another name for NIC card is LAN card. LAN card. 127 IP address is nothing but your LAN card of your PC and laptop. Okay. So this 127 IP address they given to the manufacturers. Now, so okay, I came to know about the 127 IP address. Then what about the rest of 172.15? After that, 32 is started. And this in between 16 to 31 is missed. That is in the left side. So after 191, 192, 192, 167. Then after 192, 169 is there. In between 168 is missed. So this series is here. 192, 168. Then it is up to here 223, 223 dot 255, 255, 255, 255. So this is the class A, class B, class C ranges. We have D and E also. D and E. What is the use of D and E means? It is for R&D purpose, research and development. Now we came with the IPv6, right? So this IP address is actually IPv4, 4 octets, and we came with the IPv6. So where is IPv5 in? V5 is nothing but a POC, proof of concept. Okay, how IPv6 came? They did POC by using this R&D IP addresses. Now IPv7 right now implement like practicals are going on, and we in future we will be able to see IPv8 even. Okay, so that's how the networks and the speed of everything is going to be increased. So D and D is for research and development. Okay, so this is about the IP address and their classes, private and public. You might still have a confusion that where I really need this IP addresses. I think you have a good understanding about the public, but what about the private? So private, as I said, it is in your local area network, and you are mentioning that no internet access, completely no internet access. Okay, and public IP addresses are internet access, whatever you are seeing the application, whatever you're browsing on the Chrome, everything is having an IP address. Without IP address, nothing will work. I'm again telling, nothing will work. Right now, As I said, my server, where it is my server. I want to call the Netflix means I can call this IP address. If I'm calling this IP address means I'm calling the server also. Okay. So this is the IP address use case. Then what is the IP address of real Netflix? What is the IP address of real other applications? Yes, you can get to know that as well. Let's come here. If I open any of the website, before that, you can actually open your command prompt in your system and you can type ns lookup. ns lookup. When you type ns lookup, it is entered into a information provided commandlet actually. So now you can give any of the website name www.flipkart.com. So when I type this, it is giving me non-authoritative answers. Okay. 163.53.76.86. It is the address. If you see 163, in which range? 163. After 128, 172 is there. So it is in between, in public only, right? If I come, copy this IP address and come here, I'm just going to paste it, enter. What it is open? Flipkart.com it is open. But I just pasted IP address here. So means my application is running through IP address. Then machine can only understand binary, right? Then how it is? Yes, you can open IP calculator, click on the first link and just come and paste it here. So this is my IP address and right side you can see this is the binary language and it's clearly told that it is a class B. Where we seen this 128.172 class B. You can see it's a class. Okay. So this binary language, sorry, this IP address is going to be converted into a binary language. This language a machine can understand. Okay. Now you can see like that many applications IP addresses, Myntra.com and Google.com. Okay, you can able to see this information in your NS lookup in your Windows terminal. Okay, fine. Yes, I come back again. From my terminal, I want to see an application or a website is working or not. How can I know? An application is working or not? How can I know? I can know by a protocol that is ping protocol. If I give ping any website name, I can know that the website is live or not. I'm getting replace. Now you can see it is getting the replace from this IP address, not from the DNS, not from this name. It's from IP address. Okay. So to check a site is live or not, we need to use a ping protocol to check the site active or not. Okay. If I copy this Google one also, it has to open the search. It's already in the search. I'll open here. I'll paste. It's open search. But there is a problem. All companies are not finding good with the opening the application through the IP address. It's actually a problem. Risk. Risk is there actually. So that's why many of the companies are denying that a user cannot access the application through an IP address. If you go to the ping www.netflix.com, it is not giving me any replace. It's telling me request timeout. That means Netflix is having a high security that they don't want to be give the this kind of information also to a user. We can actually block it. Fine, I already done Myntra, right? If I open Myntra IP address here, it says invalid URL. Okay, let's go to our KSR. What IP address it has? Ping www dot. It is having 184 IP address. If I copy this, come here. No, see, secured. It is secured now. So we are not as site owners and we cannot have an access to it. This application type, in the last class I already told, this application type is Learning Management System, LMS project type of application. So the minimum development of this application should involve a tech stack of firewall configuration, security, development, a lot of things will be involved over there. So you might also going to be work this kind of applications also in your future as a project. Now, if you say it is restricted, why it is restricted and it is telling not secure? Okay, means few companies assumes that there will be a risk. Yes, there is a real risk is there. If a good hacker came and he found one IP address like this, and so he get to know that he can user can able to open an application through an IP address. So he can play a lot of tactics, lot of gimmicks with lot of tools available. Uh, he can create a payload and he can send lot of requests to a server, which server can be compromised. Let me give you an example. If this is a server, so this server like same or human being on, it's having CPU memory like heart and brain. Okay. So in normal time, you are around with your friends and your friends are talking with you. 10 people are talking with you at a time. Will you able to respond to 10 people at a time? You can only respond to one or two, right? You cannot able to respond to at a time to 10 people. So you are not that much multitasking. A server also say server is having a ports. So let's say this server with certain configuration, it can handle around 10 requests, means 10 logins inside a server per second, means 10 hits to an application, 100 users logging into an application like this. The server can handle in a second. So that is we call the server capability IOPS. Input output per second of a server capability, low to moderate. That is called network performance. Okay. Now my hacker is sitting here. So he sat here and is creating a lot of payloads actually. Is creating a lot of payloads. Payloads means is sending the multiple requests to my server in second. In a just second, he's sending around 1 lakh, 2 lakh requests. When 1 lakh people are talking with you or 20 people are talking with you, what you will do? You will not able to answer them. You will be blank, right? What you will do? Yourself, you will go to a self shutdown, right? You'll go to yourself self-shut. Same way, server also will stop working. If server stop working, oh, wait a minute. If server stop working, my application also stops working, right? Application also stops working. So this is a big risk to the business, a very big risk. So this kind of attack we call it as Daniel of service attack, DDoS. Okay, DDoS attack. So companies are not going to enable this. Why we are learning? Yes, we are also going to implement these things as a part of our job. We are going to configure these things like how it is showing here. It is quite wrong and invalid URL. So we have to also do these things. The users cannot be able to, or something uh, like some strange requests or connections are coming. We have to stop it over there. We have to write the policies at cloud level, application level. So even sometimes application not works. We need to see this all. This knowledge we need to have. Okay. So that's why we block the accessing the application through the IP address. The only way to access the IP address is a very recommended process is DNS. DNS to IP address. Okay. So what is DNS again? So these IP addresses our human brains are not capable to remember all the time. Will I able to remember the KSR site IP address every time? Or Myntra IP address every time? Flipkart IP address every time? No, right? I can't able to remember. So what I'll do, I'll be going to remember the name like easily. So my human brains are very good at naming system. That's why DNS, domain naming system or name service, to an IP address. We developed this protocol, the system protocol. We developed this system protocol. So nothing but it is a way of communication. I'll tell you. Like you are at home, for example, when you are in the home, the way you respect your father is one way of communicating. With the respect, you will communicate with him, right? By adding something, papa or baba, something like that. And when you are with your cousins, your way of communicating with them is different. That is there, yes. You have to be very joyous. That is already defined. You have to be joyous. When you are with parents, that is already defined that from the childhood, your parents is telling you that you should be respectful and in control. And when you are with college or with your teacher, so you will carry somewhat respect and you will talk and you behave. And when you're with friends, there's a different. When you're with strangers, that is a difference. So yourself, you define a standard way of communicating with the different diverse people. Same way, in internet world, we have a protocols of communicating, the way of communication, the way of uh, hitting them. So those are protocols. Okay, sorry, protocols. So how many protocols we have? We have around 65,536 protocols we have. 65,500 protocols we have. So all these protocols are with uh, like defined for a purpose. Basically, every protocol is defined for a purpose. I want to access a Netflix application on the web, so I need protocol of HTTP, hypertext, and HTTPS. HTTP is represents with the 80 port number and HTTPS represents with the 443 port number. Now again, this is also having a number. This number is going to convert into a binary. That's how my system again understands the binary. Okay. So same way, we have many, whenever you want to communicate on the web, you have to use HTTP, HTTPS, right? So your application also opening on HTTP and HTTPS. Fine. When you are signing up into your application, you signed up and you registered. And while it is registering and it is asking you to upload your profile picture of, for your Instagram or Facebook, right? So your profile picture is uploading by using which protocol? SFTP. Okay. And it is having the port number 22, secure file transfer protocol. Okay. Like this. And it is asking your Gmail, and your Gmail needs a one-time OTP while you're registering, right? Gmail working on SMTP. SMTP, simple mailing protocol. 25 port number, right? That's how you'll get the OTP, and then when you're registered, that will be done. So every purpose, the way of communicating with an application in the system, we have. Now you want to communicate with the uh, this one server, like Linux server. So you can use SSH, secure shell, which is 22 port number. And we have another method, telnet. So that is 23. Okay. And you want to communicate with the RDP, remote desktop protocol, for the Windows. Okay. That is 3389. Okay. So like this, we have multiple protocols and multiple port numbers, around 65,536. So these are all way of standard communication already defined. Okay. So in our application, every application works through this, the way, the area and the application area and the way of communicating. So we will be going to communicate with an application with a server by using this standard protocols and the port numbers. Okay, I think given much information, it will be already if I go more. I want to go more, two more important segments. into a networking in a cloud and DevOps point of view. Like we have to know the data flow and the application response and its communication from the client to the master. And also I want to show the deployment and application inside the server and how it does communicates with the practical. Fine. Any doubts as of now? Or any confusions? You want a clarification on any of one topic? I'm open for question and answer.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, Sir, will we deploy a website on AWS Cloud and attach HTTP and HTTPS with that domain?
Yes, we do that. Without that, my application can't be accessed on the internet.
Okay. So, will we deploy a website with the two-tier architect or three-tier architect?
Both.
Both. Okay,
Single
sir.
tier also.
Oh, okay, sir.
I'll show a complete application, how it does behaves right now, how this Flipkart behaves with microservices and monolithic. Two, single, two, three tier. Entire is again, we already discussed it. Entire is again multi tiles when you have custom enterprise applications. If not, for all missed, you can find those videos on the YouTube at KSR YouTube channel. You'll get good information to understand the next classes. So the way of communicating from my client to a server, again, let me take a laptop here. This is an application and this is my server. So when I opened a browser and I'm opening a Netflix application from my system to a server. So inside server only it will be works, right? So in between, so there are some process involved. That process is nothing but OSI layers we call. Okay. The first layer which you are when you type something inside your browser, the browser will be holding your source MAC address, IP address, and the destination IP address, and its exit from your Wi-Fi card or a LAN card that is called physical layer. And then after it adds some more information with some frames that is data link layer. And then it trying to reach out the network device like your Wi-Fi or hub or modem. So that is network layer. And then it decide that the way of communication to an application is in which way. So that is transport layer. And then it is going to maintain a session with you, that is session layer. Session layer. Then after it opens a web service to you, that is presentation layer. And then finally it serves the UI, that is application. Okay. So these are all the 7 layers it involves in between while you're accessing in an application. 7 layers called OSI layer introduction. And we need to know about this also. Okay. So here, when I search something, it first exit from a laptop by using a physical link layer, that is your signal or your LAN card. And then it will add some information that converts with an Ethernet PPP protocols of frameworks we call it as. With that, it receives my Wi-Fi router, and here the source will be the Wi-Fi router. From here, it will search with the Wi-Fi router. So network layer involves your switch, modem, or routers, or your hub. We call it as a hub in networking terms. So from there, it decide that the exit point, is it a communication to the TCP or UDP? Okay, UDP, transmission control protocol user diagram we have. So then after it finds the application, then it will maintain a session with you. Okay. So now this site is maintaining a session with me actually. If I not do anything after 10 minutes until I didn't done the refresh, I can't able to use it. The session going to be end. Okay. So when the session and established, the presentation layer means the application is trying to open with a service. That service we call presentation layer web service. We use Nginx, IIS, Apache, all these are comes into the presentation. And then application layer means my developer done the code, right? It is going to open here by using dynamic functionalities. Okay. So these are the 7 layers which is responsible in between communicating from my laptop to my application or a server. Okay. So TCP UDP is nothing but UDP. All your Netflix or Mintra, all these are working on UDP. Zoom also working on UDP right now. And TCP is something like your Gmail and your WhatsApp. All these are working on TCP. So there's a little difference between this. TCP is having an acknowledgement. UDP is not having an acknowledgement. Best example, whenever an application developed by developer, so they will decide that something the base way of a communication through a TCP or UDP. Okay. Example, WhatsApp is a TCP. Whenever you're sending a message from your mobile to your friend mobile, and here you'll get to know automatically that the message is delivered or not, he read or not. That means you're getting an acknowledgement. Coming to UDP, you are sending an SMS to your friend. You don't know the message is delivered or not, but it is exit from you. That is UDP protocol. Okay. The applications are decided. So this is the first point we need to know it, communicating an application from a client or worker notebook to a master. Why? If my application is not working properly, I need to understand what is the error level at which layer. First thing. So most of the times when you deploy an application at the cloud layer, so these layers are plays a key role in errors. And second priority is this one, like second type of error will be comes under at network side. When network issue is not there, the mostly it is going to happen an error here, or most probably network layer means your network connectivity is not good sometimes. Okay. Now I opened this application, right? Right now I'm in application layer. When it is processing and the behind presentation and session layer is working for me. And also transport layer is working for me. Network layer is not works. Network layer already established with my network to this server. Okay. Okay. If something is wrong here, then how can I find something here? You go to right side, 3 dots, more developer tools, and you can able to see a lot of information here, how this application behaves. If you move somewhere here, this is the HTML code of this Flipkart application, and the console type, third-party cookies, and whatever you added, and source. So these are the codes which they have added, and network. Okay. Right now, whenever you see 200 code, that means it is successful code which in your application is currently serving to you on the application layer 7. Okay. Here we'll get the errors if you're not able to do accessing an application. It is giving any error, you can find here an errors. Okay. At network, performance, memory, application, security, recorder. Okay. If you take memory side, not getting much inside here. Not at 18.3 MB it's using right now. So this is my performance. Okay. Like this. So we have to discuss more here as well. Now it is too secure. It is having certificates and all some bomb.nr.net, and we'll discuss about this. And one more thing, when my application is here and I need to secure it, HTTP protocol will send a plain text. Actually, it is not secure. HTTPS will add SSL, secure layer socket. SL means secure layer, which is going to enable a security keys between your system and to this server. So it is going to enable a connection. Then every 2 seconds, these keys are exchanged like this. If in between any hacker there and he want to capture it and want to crack, he will take 10 years of time. It's not possible. That's how your every application is secure now. So these certificates, we need to take at DNS level. Okay. And it is 53 port number. This is way of protocol again. If I come here, how can I find this? Here in the left side, you can see my cursor. If you click here, you can see connection is secured. Click on this. Certificate is valued. You click on this, these are the details. Flipkart Health Limited is the organization. Under this, it is a Flipkart is a name, and then is a global sign-on ECCOV. This is a certificate thing, and it is having issue started date and expired date, and this is the fingerprints. More details, you can find all this information, public IP, private key, and all at this side. You will be also going to apply these certificates at your company's sites as a DevOps engineer. We need to know about these things. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to join today. I wanted to know in this DevOps, which kind of job will be available? What work they will be having?
Uh, yeah. So I already discussed this at the first class. You can just request Mahesh to provide that link. You'll get to know the types of DevOps profiles and their jobs and what they call with the title and what kind of work you do over there. Like we have a implementation engineer, observability engineer, build and release engineer, DevOps support engineer, site reliability engineer, application support engineer, software engineer, automation engineer. A DevOps guy is going to work on all these profiles. Okay. And there are different responsibilities are there, but all into the DevOps zone. So every company will divide their responsibilities according to this their area, the project area. Given those that information in a video, you can just request or I'll tell to myself and he will forward to you that link. So it is a 1 hour of session again. If you just provide some time and listen that, you'll get a more information from. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you all. Tomorrow we'll meet at the same time.